The best word to describe miscarriage is alone.
A miscarriage is the loss of a baby, a potential life, like no matter what gestation the baby was when it was lost.
But for us, it was just the same as if we had lost a member of our family.
It's something that should be talked about a lot more than it is right now.
I had my miscarriage
when I was 9 weeks.
6.5 weeks.
I was about 9 weeks pregnant.
I was about 17 and a half weeks pregnant when I lost my twin boys.
I had my first miscarriage at 13 and a half weeks, and my second miscarriage, I was around 6 weeks when I had it.
When I had my miscarriage, I was in disbelief. I didn't want to believe that it happened, even though I knew.
I felt like I had been thrown in this deep hole, and every time the doctor talked to me or gave me more explanation, I just felt like more stones were heaped on me. 1 second was worse than the last second, until I felt like I couldn't breathe anymore.
I was devastated when I first found out that I had had a miscarriage. I was also really confused because you never think about it happening to you.
Grief kind of threw me for a loop. Even though I knew that miscarriage was always a possibility, I never really understood what it would feel like until it happened to us. There were definitely 2 solid weeks after the miscarriage where I just couldn't function and get out of bed.
So it was very confusing, very heartbreaking, but mostly I can say I felt very empty. There was no reason exactly for why what happened.
I was scared, definitely. Like scared to tell my husband what happened.
And I just felt overwhelmed and alone and stuck in this hole that I couldn't get out of for a really long time.
The healing process is incredibly hard.
We did a lot of talking together, just talking about how we felt. I think that the talking was what helped us get through it, and we were just thankful that through it all, we had each other.
The greatest thing that has helped me heal from my miscarriages has been able to share online about them.
The more it's talked about, the more you realize that you're not the only one, and there's so many people that unfortunately have gone through this.
I myself went to therapy to try to help myself, talk about things, but I noticed that it was hard for me to talk to somebody who had never had a miscarriage.
And that's when I started hearing from women that I knew personally.
There were other women that felt exactly the same way that I did, that I was a failure.
And then you can ask them, how did you deal with it? How are you doing now? Like, how are you doing thinking about trying for another baby?
We have like a hashtag, and it's called infertility or miscarriage warriors. We're all survivors of these, very emotionally heartbreaking experiences, yet we're still going through life and we're still trying and we're still not giving up.
I also just get to honor the children that I've lost. I think by saying their names and telling their stories, I get to help leave their legacy on this earth, and that's all they get is these few weeks that I had with them, and I get to share it with everyone for the rest of my life.
I think about the baby that I lost
Every day.
At first, I thought that it would help me to tuck that child away in the back of my mind and never think about him again. But I can't do that because, it's still our child. And it still comforts me to know that even for a short period of time, he was with us.
If I could tell my baby something now,
I would just want to tell them that I love them very much.
And your life had meaning and will continue to have meaning for us.
I will forever be their mommy. Something I would want other women who've experienced miscarriage to know is that you're not alone. You don't have to go through this alone.
You can grieve in whatever way you want. You can heal in whatever way you want because you have undergone a loss.
It makes it easier to talk about it, whether it be to just your significant other or your friends or your family.
There's so many other women who are here to support you who have been through the same thing.
You are still a mother. You still created a life, which is a miracle.